Welcome to another episode, week 2 of In Those We Trust Podcast, Trust Talk. My name is Malik Howard. Got my boy here.
What's up, Lee?
Let's get it. I don't know what I want to do. Do I leave? Do I let you speak as the not delusional fan, or do we have Tone come through? I'd rather have you speak first than let Tone come through.
Yeah. Have the voice of reason go first, and then we can deal with whatever he's going to bring to the table.
All right, I'm gonna give a score recap, and then we'll take it away. All right. So we're gonna talk about.
Hey, Malik, before we start, you're not even going to congratulate me on the greatest Philly weekend I've ever experienced, or?
Hell no. I hope that's it. All right. First, we have. I just chose the best games that were really surprising me. Giants beat the Ravens 20-24. Steelers beat the Buccaneers 20-18. Jets beat the Packers 27-10. Bills beat the Chiefs 24-20. Eagles beat the Cowboys 26-17.
Yes.
We'll start with the banger. Go ahead, my guy. I'll let you take it off.
Yeah, all right. We'll start with Sunday Night Football, what everybody waits for. I'll say a few things to start because I've seen a lot of Cowboys fans come through, and there's always excuses.
Okay.
Let me just say this is the first time I've heard the Cooper Rush excuse. Before this week, it was he's undefeated. Before this week, it was really nothing wrong with him.
The he's a backup excuse.
The he's a backup excuse, yes. Which, Malik, I'll give you credit. I know you and I talked about it. You were never on the Rush train as much as some of these fans were, but I got that a lot. Again, He was 4-0 this season, so it only matters, I guess, when he loses and then when it's against the Eagles. Number 2, that great Dallas defense that I heard so much about, that I saw DeMarcus Lawrence talk so much about. I think Dallas let more points up in the first half against the Eagles than they allowed at all game against any other opponent. And I'm not going to sit here and say that the Cowboys defense is trash or anything. They are a very good defense, but we heard a lot of talk from your boys about, bringing that hard-nosed defense in. I didn't see too much of it. We ran the ball very well, especially in the end when we needed it. I think DeMarcus Lawrence learned how good Jalen Hurts really is. Couldn't even tackle him, so he must be doing something right. And never going to apologize for 6-0. As ugly as it might have gotten, 6-0 feels pretty damn good.
All right.
Now, you were there. Thank you. Now, Malik, you were there as a Cowboys fan. And listen, I applaud you for your bravery in wearing your Cowboys gear, like you said you would. But, what do you think, man? again, I knew you didn't think Cooper Rush is the guy. But from everything else that you saw from your Cowboys team losing in that big division matchup, let me hear it. What do you think from your boys?
All right. So we might have a guest popping in soon. So I'll speak on it from what you said, right? So the Cooper Rush train can only take you as far as you can, right? Defense can't win you a season. Defense can win you a game and a championship, but it can't win you a season, right? So I knew that going in. I got the text from you all the time. Cooper Rush, this is your guy. I knew it was, fucking around because the Dak hate has always been there. But I understand where fans go wrong. The delusional fans that just watch TV, and like I said last week, I need a quarterback, and this is when it mattered, that I can't punt every series. I can't take 3 and outs. I can't do that. That's not going to win us games. And that's what Cooper Rush was doing his entire start. It looks good. It looks pretty. It does look pretty. 4 games straight winning. He breaks the record. That's why I hate statistics, because it's an unfair statistic. Why do we need to know that? I don't need to know that as a fan. It does nothing for the game. We beat a beat up Rams. I don't see that as a huge one on his part. He has done what you expect of any backup. If anyone else has a backup that comes in, you would want what Cooper Rush did. 4-1 as a backup. You're putting him in a position to start the season pretty much. I can't say anything besides that. Now in the game, I don't know if I want to wait for Tone to come in, but
let me add this, Malik, and just to remind you as well, the Super Bowl the Eagles won just a few years ago was also with a backup quarterback. So I just want to kind of throw that out there. It can be done.
I saw that on Twitter. I think I saw.
It's perfect.
it retweeted by, I think, by you and something like that. So it's a perfect, like, easy shutdown, right? But that's unfair. The team you guys had in that setting is far and none compared to what the Cowboys had. Mm-hmm. When I also debate you on this one is when we had Dak and Zeke, right? That first year where Dak has most passing yards as a rookie in the NFL. He holds that record, right? That was that year. We were undefeated going in. What did we get? All the excuses we got. Why were we undefeated that year?
What was it? Schedule, I'm sure.
Okay. What else?
Which is bullshit.
This is what I'm saying. If we're going to talk for a moment, but that's where I want to see. Let's be fat. Let's spit facts. I will. So let me just say this first and foremost, because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we have beaten every team that we expected to be Super Bowl contenders. But let me again be the voice of reason as best as I can be as a Philly guy. It's very hard to win in this league, regardless of who you play. Again, we'll touch on it this weekend. The upsets that we saw that I didn't really see coming, I'm sure not a lot of people saw coming. It's very, very hard to win in this league. So to be undefeated in any circumstance is very impressive. Of course. I'll give you that, yeah.
I believe, excluding the Eagles, there are 3 other NFC teams right now that have above 500 records. The Cowboys are one.
The Giants.
It's a big surprise. The Giants, Eagles have not played yet. And the other is a 5-1 Minnesota Vikings team who was embarrassed by the Philadelphia Eagles. So, no, I get it. They haven't played these dominating teams. The Lions have a great offense, but they suck. The Commanders are the Commanders. And again, I mean, I think they embarrassed a good Minnesota team. There's always got to be something with him.
You don't own a laptop, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know.
All right, we got the number one delusional Eagles fan calling in right now, Anthony Perkins. Anthony, I'll let you go on your tangent. Go ahead.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I just want to let you know when we used to have Perkins and strokes, we never had this type of problem. Just want to let you know. So professional.
No, we didn't.
You on a laptop?
Yeah, I'm on a laptop.
Go ahead, bring up the laptop then. I'm professional.
But I'm going to keep talking my stuff until I get that set it up. You do know the Eagles and Cowboys have the same schedule. You do know that, right?
Hey, with the teams.
They play the same team. And I told you before, leading up to this game, you all the Cowboys fans were real happy. Oh, we're killing it. You know, Cooper's doing his job. And I said this, as soon as y'all lose a game, we don't have Dak. When y'all had Dak, y'all didn't appreciate him. I don't get the Cowboys thing. I really don't.
He was booed. Dak was booed week 1 at home when he got hurt. Booed off the field by the same Cowboys fans that are now saying, we're going to take over the league. Dak's been in the league. Nothing's been taken over.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's where I rebuttal you. Who is the Cowboys representative that you guys are utilizing saying Cooper Rush is our number 1 quarterback?
90% of Cowboys fans.
Where? Who are you speaking to? This is what I'm saying. I am the representative of realistic Cowboys fans. If you don't hear it come out of my mouth, don't take it from what anyone else fucking says. If it doesn't come straight from me. From here on out, I don't want to hear Cowboys fans say this because they're delusional. The fact that we have Skip as our representative should show you all that you need to know. I have receipts. Speaking on Cooper, he's doing his job, but he's not the number 1 guy. I knew this. He would not win us tough games, especially in a link. He's not winning us tough games, and I've said this since the beginning. But keep talking about delusional Cowboys fans. That's fine with me. I don't mind it. But that's not who that wasn't coming from my lips for sure.
But what I'm saying is, though, Mr. Howard, though, right? You and then, right, the audacity of your defense, right? I don't know why anybody besides Micah Parsons talked. Marcus Lawrence is a bum. He's overrated.
Whoa.
Actually, when Lane Johnson was in the game, I didn't even realize Micah Parsons was playing. I thought he missed the plane. I didn't see him do anything.
Oh, you're crazy. You guys
shut down. He was shut down.
I dare you to go watch the game again to see what Micah Parsons did and what Lawrence did as well. I ask you to please go back and watch. As a fan, you were definitely slighted. Go look at the game and disruption. how many disruptive plays in coverage that Michael Parsons have. In coverage.
They didn't even block him half the time. They literally did. Their game plan was do not even worry about blocking him, and we were completely fine. Michael Parsons didn't even bother blocking him. That was our team.
DeMarcus Lawrence was on the floor the first play of the game.
Do we want to go back to Jalen Hurts trying to break off a run? Who was the first there? Did you see Jalen Hurts break off runs?
He didn't need to.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. And it's funny going into that game. I never heard. I wasn't aware that they were putting us as the number one defense in the league. I wasn't doing that to us because when it comes down to it, I knew first of all your wide receiver should have put numbers, way bigger numbers than that on us. Let's keep it 100.
We're a run first team.
But do you think your run was as progressive as it's been in this game?
Maybe not at its best, but again, enough to put up 20 points in the first half. Our receivers had a touchdown apiece. Our top two receivers each had a tutty.
And that's why I say we cannot call the Cowboys as number one defense as our defensive backs. You have Diggs, who's scared of contact, who prays to God he can get a pick and doesn't have to defend a run or a pass coming through. We have Wilson, who is in and out of the game. No one even knows who the fuck he is, and you're asking him to cover the wide receivers. That's my problem again. As a realistic fan, I didn't know that they were going to the game. They were number one defense. I didn't even know. Because in my eyes, I do not see it that way, but keep going.
But it seems like Dallas fans, right? You guys live in a fantasy.
Again, you're talking to you guys. I don't want to say you guys.
No. You're part of the Dallas nation. Like, please stop.
No.
Like, y'all live in a fantasy that once y'all lose, y'all talk bad about everybody. And then also, I just really want to ask this question. Who the hell is CD Lamb?
Yeah. Where was he at?
I picked him, and he didn't come to Philly because then we wouldn't have Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Yo, who in the hell is CD Lamb? Does he still play?
Now,
I don't think he played on Sunday.
Yo, I don't think he plays.
No. At this, I'm trying to think what he did. No, he was on that pass. I think the fucking second pick or the third pick. That was a pass to him. But again, if we talk football, if you ever talk football with me, the biggest problem I have with CD Lamb is the amount of drop passes he had last year and this year as well. Just because he had that amazing catch in the end zone last week, Cowboys fans seem to forget the amount of drop balls and first down pickups that he gives up in a game. That is not okay with me. That first year, he did his thing. But at this moment right now, that's why it was dumb enough of us to get rid of Coop. This is why I said he cannot, and they put all of our money into CeeDee Lamb. I don't know if you ever heard him talk. This nigga's retarded. He sounds stupid as fuck. So I knew.
You realize the biggest thing and the only thing CeeDee Lamb is remember for during his third year is on when he got drafted. He took the phone from his girlfriend. That's the only thing he's known for.
Hey, I can say this thing, man. Don't sleep on him. He's still third year in the league. Don't sleep on him. But got to catch the ball.
Okay, let me ask you this I'm going to ask you this question right now. If you have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, is CeeDee Lamb starting on the Eagles?
Fuck no.
Or is he the third receiver?
Fuck no. He's coming off the bench.
I just want to say, and really, I don't know if he's better than Quez Watkins, but I mean,
I was just about to say, Tone. I was just about to say, I don't think he would be even the 3.
You're true. And also, you have to remember, he is playing in a scheme of the dumbest offensive coordinator in the league as well.
See, no. Now again, the same energy thing needs to be applied because, again, it's not a problem until, again, the Cowboys lose a couple games, right? We already talked about Cooper Rush, but let's not act like Kellen Moore wasn't the next boy wonder a year or two ago.
For who? For who? This is what I'm saying. You guys need to come over to my house and watch a football game with me the entire time. He started the game with a CeeDee Lamb fucking reverse. That's how he started the game, and he used the same play in the game again for a pickup of -2 yards. This is the first shit that we. This is what I'm saying. It's these are these outlandish thoughts that's coming from there. I wish I can call my dad right now. We've always said Moore is the worst play calling I've ever seen in my life. Like, his play calling is absurd. I don't understand. He doesn't set up plays. He's just, here you go. Let's start the game off with a CeeDee Lamb reverse outside. Let's see what he picks up.
8 yards. It worked.
Now, on the second time, negative 2 yards, pick him that one. But why would we go back to that in the game? Why would you do that? That everyone see that play come, put him in motion. Like,
we were just talking about Kellen Moore being he's going to be the next head coach or something like that.
Never.
For another team this year.
Motherfucker, that's what I love to see. A motherfucker that was a backup. A backup to the starting quarterback, and we expect him to be an offensive coordinator and lead to a coach. Never seen that come. Whatever.
Hey, I'll go back to this again about the backups down there in Dallas. Our Super Bowl winning head coach was a backup quarterback. So, again,
we won the Super Bowl with a backup.
With a backup and a head coach that was a backup. So, again, all this backup talk.
Consider Nick Foles the backup?
He's a career-long backup.
Can he start in the NFL right now?
Right now, no. Is he? Is he starting in the NFL right now? Because he's on a team and he's the backup.
I say it right now. I have more faith in him coming in. I don't know the fuck that. I don't follow your quarterbacks. Come on now, bro. You know this. I said he could start.
He couldn't.
I would rather him right now playing as a backup for the Cowboys.
He could start. No, he could start. He could start a handful of games, which is exactly what a backup quarterback is. And I'll love him forever, but that's all he.
Rather your backup be Rush or Foles?
I don't need to worry about that. I have Gardner Minshew as my backup.
Rather your backup? Answer the question.
Right now?
Yeah.
I don't know. Right as of right now, maybe Cooper Rush over a 36-year-old Nick Foles that hasn't played in 3 years.
Fuck no, bro. But this is where I lose faith in Tony, right? Because Tony is the delusional fan that year to year he is allowed to. When he texted me at the game, I said the exact shit he said to me last year. I said it right back to him, and he had nothing. This is what I hate about the Cowboys fans.
What did you say about me last year? Last year, my team should have not went to the playoffs last year.
Fair.
What about that first game of the season, Brody? What about when we first met you guys? What happened then?
You talking about last year?
When we first met you, what was your excuse why we lost that? Why you lost that game?
Come on, when we played the Falcons?
No. When you first met us, the Cowboys, our first game meeting of last year, what was your excuses as to why you guys lost?
What did I tell you?
What was it? It's an excuse. It's always an excuse with Tony. It's, man, our fucking offense, we're not there. Jalen Hurts can barely throw 10 fucking yards. He was the biggest Jalen Hurts hater last year. I defended Jalen Hurts to this motherfucker and you.
It's not true.
Holy shit. Come on, Tone. Don't lie. I'm going to take your fucking badge right now. I'm going to strip you your fucking badge. Don't lie on me.
That's crazy. That's not true. That's not true. Jalen Hurts was a young quarterback that needed time.
Did you want to give him that time or you wanted him out of Philly?
And what you don't remember, no. I didn't want him out of Philly. Really, last year, I wanted to tank so we can get better draft picks. So we get high draft picks. That's what I wanted last year.
It's just emergency.
And what I want you to know is, right, we are 6-0 with a top 6 pick next year. And I think we might end up with a top 5 because the Saints suck.
Yes, sir.
Hey, do you guys? I just want fairness.
Because the rich is only getting richer.
From here on out, I just want fairness from Eagles fan, from at least you two. I want fair. I don't want you when you have a question on what the Dallas Cowboys think, you come to me.
That's fair.
Look at Skip. Don't listen to the fucking Eagles radio you do every day at work.
When we suck, we suck. When we good, I'm telling you, we're good.
So why am I not allowed to say, yo, I mean, we're fucking trash right now. Oh no, you said Cooper Rush. Those words never came out of my mouth this whole year.
I'm telling you, brother, that's what you said.
All right.
Listen, my biggest thing wasn't random Cowboys fans on Twitter, wasn't Skip Bayless, wasn't even you. What I took most satisfaction in was shutting DeMarcus Lawrence's loud mouth up because he talks a lot more than he did.
What was he loud about?
Oh, I'll show you the interview. He went on about how we don't know how good Jalen Hurts is yet because he hasn't played the Dallas Cowboys. Talking about I can't talk about him anymore. Again, one-on-one tackle in the backfield. Jalen Hurts made him look like a JV football player. Left him in the dust. Doesn't even matter. Again, the guy runs his mouth, and good for him.
Football, though?
He's earned his money, huh?
That's football, though, right?
I guess, but listen, you're telling everyone keep the same energy. DeMarcus Lawrence, number 1.
Keep that energy. I completely agree with you. Keep that energy. You talk your talk, but to be honest, that shit was baited as well. They knew who to bait into those dumbass fucking responses, and he fell for the bait, and it looked like a dickhead. That's fine with me. Tony, you want to stay on the line while I talk about the fucking Eagles?
Yes, I'm listening. I'm trying to I'm logging into my laptop. Right?
Don't waste your time because it's not worth it at this point. So here's my takeaway from actually going to the fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever watched the Bill Burr rant in Philly?
Mm-hmm.
He was actually in Camden. He did a rant of all Philly things. I completely agree with everything he said in this statement. Fuck Philly. Fuck the cheesesteaks. Fuck the Sixers. Fuck all fans. Fuck everything. Sorry, I'll take that back. I love the cheesesteaks and the Sixers.
Last week we bonded over the Sixers, so let's relax.
Nah, I'll be at some Sixers game this year. But fuck all Philly. From here on out, I regret ever to where today's times are now, allowing myself to fall victim to hoping you guys win the Super Bowls versus Tom Brady. Now that I know who Tampa Tom is now. This is what my takeaways are. The fans. As I approached the stadium, I was in the car with, work friends and stuff like that, so I couldn't be too aggressive. I had to, keep it mellow. And going into the game, what did I predict the score to be, Liam?
I forget.
I said you guys win by 2.5 scores, right?
Okay.
Going into the game, I had you guys up by 2.5 scores off your wide receiver core alone. And so going into it, I definitely dealt with some of the fans. I wore a Zeke jersey. I actually fucked up and let Catherine wear my DeMarcus Lawrence jersey. Ooh. As we got there, I was like, I think we need to switch. So as we get there, regular fan shit, you know what I mean? Fuck Zeke, while I'm in line ordering. Mm-hmm. The problem isn't when you're at the beginning of the game. It's the after the game, right? That's what we all care about. As we're in the stands, we're talking shit back and forth. I've learned that those fake Dallas fans are scared to wear jerseys. You're all pussy. You're pussy for not wearing a jersey. I had 3 people come up to me wearing Phillies hats and jerseys like that, saying, I'm a Dallas fan on low. I won't rep my team right now. It's too crazy here. Fuck you. You're a bitch. It's sports. At the end of the day, it's all about sports. Take the heat for what it comes with. Because if they come to Dallas, they get the same fucking heat, right?
Yep.
Then when we come to the stands, I think Eagles fans do not. This is fans all over the place who never played football, don't even care to watch only care to watch your team win, and you're just there for the win. I feel like that's a majority of Philly. They're there for a good time to turn up. Don't know shit about anything besides when it's third down against the opposing team. I got to make some noise. That's all it's about.
I won't say most. There's a select few of fans where I completely agree with you, where I'll go on Instagram, see all these stories about a Sunday and people tailgating, and it is an event. I will say most Eagles fans are and Philly fans are diehard. It doesn't get any better.
But I'll give you that. Y'all fucking the setups I seen at the tailgate were fucking DJ sets, smoke machines, lasers going off. It was nuts. I was like, I like that shit. But I get in the stadium. The whole time, I legit have a 57-year-old doctor. I found out he's a doctor afterwards, screaming anytime the Cowboys had a flag thrown them. Cheaters! They cheated! Wasn't even paying attention to any logistics of the game. Another kid that was drunk out of his fucking mind talking shit. Yeah. You just have to be able to take it. As a fan, you take it. Once you tell a couple people suck your dick, they shut up. They know the energy you're on, right? I had to give a couple guys those things, right? Now, here's where shit gets tricky, right? As we're leaving the stadium. And I'm not a bitch-ass fan. I didn't leave fourth quarter with 5 minutes left. I left fourth quarter when they started fighting. That was the end of the game. I took that shit, and I went to the bathrooms.
Yep.
Fuck, hold on. Oh, damn, Tone. I hung Tone up. Let's call him back. I'm going to get him here. My bad. Someone called me. My fault, bro. Someone called me. So, as I'm leaving the stadium, they start fighting. I turn up. They were, exiting the tunnel to, leave to get back into the inside to take the escalators down.
Yep.
I get over the top. Fuck you. Cool. I like that noise. I take it. And it's I knew going in we're losing. It's whatever. So you're still getting a suck my dick. It is what it is. We walk out. I go to the bathroom. I'm like, fuck. I didn't go to the bathroom at half because I knew what it would be. So I went to the bathroom at the end of the game. And in the bathroom, it was all Dallas fans. It was all of us. We're like, fucking shit, man. At the end of the game, right? So a little bonding moment, whatever. We leave. I see an Eagles fan see me, and I see he's drunk. And I'm like, fuck, he's definitely coming right at me. It is what it is, right? Mm-hmm. As he comes to me, Cat's coming out the bathroom, he, like, ducks down and, like, is screaming like the Eagles chant. First of all, I forgot how annoying that chant is, because I never hear you guys do that while watching TV. That shit sucks. You guys forget how to spell? Is that what happens sometimes?
Oh no, we're just reminding you guys how to spell it.
Oh, okay. My bad. My fault. But so as I'm leaving, he ducks down and screams it, spells the Eagles out, right? Fucking idiot. And awesome. I'm like, oh fuck, whatever. I go around him. He starts boxing me out. Like, he won't let me get past him. And the thing is, talk shit, but don't touch me. So he proceeds to block me out, like stiff arm, like giving me the shoulder, right? I give him like, all right, bro, come on, move. And as I try to move him, he puts a little, like, he gets a little stocky with me, like, he's not trying to move. So I'm like, oh shit, this nigga's really trying me right now. He gotta go. This dude went flying. So the Eagles fan look at me, they're like, it was by myself, a Eagles fan. They see him go flying. Cat's there. Cat's like, come on, Malik, stop, chill. I'm like, bro, I'm yelling. I'm like, bro, you can talk shit, but don't fucking touch me, bro. Come on now. So then the Eagles fans like, oh, come on, bro. Like, don't touch him. Like, and they keep walking, right? It is what it is. His friends follow him down the escalator, and he's in the escalator next to me, screaming Eagles still, right? And he's following me. And I'm like, bro, if you keep following me, just come to the parking lot, because it's like, we got these tickets off of, like, a work expense. And I'm like, I'm not going to get in trouble here, but we can get in trouble outside. Like, it is what it is. Like, we can get at it. So as we're walking outside, he calls me the agate word, right? The maggot word.
Okay.
Off rip, that's not flying with me, Brody. So we're taking this outside at this point. All his friends grab him, throw him away, like, we're apologizing and everything like that. This is the problem I have with Eagles fans. You get to a certain point, it's okay, but they are delusional and they are not good fans. And then they show a message of how to be hold on, let me speak, of how to be a good fan and how to treat the opposing teams. They showed us at the game. And I was like, as a corporation, you know your fans. Why show this video to get them hyped up? To boo the message on the big screen. Listen. You guys don't deserve sports. I hope the fucking Phillies lost. I hope the fucking Eagles whole end of the season is tanked because you don't fucking deserve it. You guys don't act like winners. You act like you've been here 1,000 times and it is what it is. Now let's not forget who's still between the Cowboys and Eagles, who has the win ratio?
Listen. I'll touch on that. Let me just touch on this because, again, you said you kind of brought this one kid who sounded like an absolute dumbass, and even the doctor who could be the smartest dude in the world, but maybe okay, so he didn't. So you
his wife and him were in Batman costumes, and his wife had pom poms. So that's just to give you
again, yes, and there's going to be that, but you just gave me two people out of 65,000, of a stadium full of 65,000 people that have been drinking for over 12 hours, and you had one incident which 10 of his friends told you he was wrong, had your back. So how bad can Philly fans be when they're holding their own dude back?
During the game, I dealt with way more. I brushed that shit off.
But you just said that's sports, and I can take you anywhere. I'll take you in any sport, any rivalry. You and I will wear the opposing team's jersey, and I will bet you any amount of money that you're going to get the same amount of shit, especially down in Dallas. Again, as I just said, apparently great fans down there are booing starting quarterback when he gets hurt. If I go down an Eagles jersey, you're telling me I'm not getting shit from a guy that's been drinking for 12 hours calling me the same word? I guarantee you I'll get that. So no, it's not Phillies fans. It's not Philly fans. It's sports fans, and there's idiots all around the world that are sports fans, unfortunately, that put a bad name to it.
I can't agree with that in the sense that it's not big market. It's not like if you go to New York, it's not all over. It's Philly. It's Philly, and everyone knows that if I go right now wear my Cowboys jersey to the Giants Stadium, I won't have to worry about people are like, I'm not wearing my jersey, and there was more Cowboys fans there because they know who Eagles fans are from back in the day at the Vet. People are telling me stories at the game like, dude, I was going to games at the fucking Vet. I know not to wear my jersey. This Eagles fans. Do not take that away and say that's your sporting event. That's fucking.
I think there are good and bad in every sports fan base. Is there maybe a little more in Philly than there is frickin' Cincinnati? Yeah, probably. But at the end of the day, you're going to get dumbass sports fans. You're going to get great sports fans. I can tell you, I've been to numerous Eagles games. I can tell you I was at Citizens Bank Park for both of those Phillies games. I didn't see one fight. I didn't see one negative thing. There was tons of Braves fans. Again, big rivalry within Philly. Some of the best atmospheres that I've ever been to at sports. So, yes, there are good and bad, and I'm not going to disagree with you. That guy was an asshole. But at the end of the day, you can't just point at one guy that gave you a problem out of a stadium full of people.
No, come on, bro. You guys have the legend. The legend of fucking booing Santa and throwing snowballs at him. This is the thing everyone knows.
That happened how many years ago? Was there even video of this? It was that long ago. It's a cliche. It's a cliche argument to make because you have nothing else. Because again, the Eagles are 6-0.
I can show. I'm gonna pull up the Twitter feed of a Dallas fan getting interviewed at the game, and a fucking guy coming and tackling him mid-interview without him seeing it. That's Eagles fans. That's dude. You have a bias season, and that's fine. That's totally okay with me. But at the end of the day, I know that the shit that I dealt with in Philly, you would never come close to it in Dallas. It wouldn't compete.
Again, with that video, I'll shoot you back a couple more of like LA fans beating the shit out of some Padres fan, right? So again,
hey, we have to think of different sports as well. The reason that Philly, there's different people at Philly's game than there are football games. They're two different things. As well as this too. You guys don't deserve Meek Mill, and I hate that Meek Mill was there and he was supporting the fucking Eagles. No, I can tell you right now, my entire section, not one motherfucker knew intro at all. And they played that the entire time. Now, I'm going to give you as a compliment on this. I would love to take the Eagles swagger of their head coach, the Eagles swagger of their team, and put them on Dallas. You do not see Dallas fucking players in home hyping the crowd up on fucking third down. You don't see that shit. The Eagles, and you don't see them create a fucking dog. You don't see them create something like a chip on our shoulder. When you guys won the Super Bowl, it was, we're the underdogs, dog masks. This year, Batman, where everyone's wearing the fucking Batman. They create this chip to lead the fans into something bigger. We don't do that. You have your head coach saying, fuck Dallas in the game. We are America's team. We don't act the way. Fuck that. It's the rivalry. This is how you act. That's why I would love if that's the one thing that I was like, these players know how to big up that team and big up that crowd because they know who their fans are. Dallas, it's like we're prestigious fucking thing, and this is why we don't compare. Yep. But you guys didn't know who Meek Mill was at all. No one knew the fucking lyrics to intro. So,
well, listen, if you're sitting next to 57-year-old doctors, I'm not surprised.
Oh, no, I was with young kids, white boys. It was the whole stadium was white, and none of the motherfuckers knew. No one was singing along to Meek. They didn't know Meek was fucking there until they put him on the big screen. They didn't even know he did that. He came out in the beginning. But all in all, would I ever go back? No. Yeah. I would never go back to that stadium again. Never.
That's fine. That's fine. Never. And listen, if I was there with you, damn sure I would know who Meek Mill was and every word of that song.
Yeah, of course. But I knew going in that you guys will be will win that game, and you guys played up to your game plan. The first quarter looked shaky. Oh, a Dallas fan came in the section talking shit at the beginning of the game. Again, a delusional Dallas fan. I'm like, come on, son, you're asking for it. Like, you're legit. And he's wearing an Emmitt Smith jersey. You're asking for what are you doing, bro? I'm not going to walk in talking shit. Now, if this was last year's Cowboys, I'm walking in talking big shit. Let's see where it's at. Why are we so quiet now? I was talking shit back and forth. Every time I made a play here and there. But you guys were up 20 to fucking nothing. Like, what am I going to deal with that? But let's not forget. Put a team in front of you guys. I get scared because second half, you guys came out and punted 3 times. With a great team, that's where we came close to. That was a game. At a certain point, that team got quiet. Y'all made it a game. Y'all should have let.
Oh, I agree.
I was like, oh, shit. This is where, and when I looked up online as well, that's where you guys struggle, right, out of halftime?
And and I remember we talked about, and I'll let you finish, but I remember we talked last week, you asked me about Eagles-Cardinals, and I told you the worry with this team is they don't come out as hot as they should. They're the best team in the history of the NFL in the second quarter, like just blowing the teams out. And in the second half, I don't know if it's a complacent thing. I don't know if it's a lack of adjustments that are being made. But yeah, I mean, I told you this last week. That was my worry, is that they don't know how to step on teams' throats just yet, and I don't know what that is. But I will say, same thing in the Cardinals game that was close. Same thing with this. When they need a drive, they get one. So,
Yeah.
again, I can't be too disappointed, but
Yeah.
you're right. They're going to run into a team that's going to make them pay, and the Dallas was almost that team.
Yeah, to capitalize on that. I actually was like thinking about it. It's impossible to say, but like if we have Dak in that situation, what does halftime look like coming out of halftime, or what does that game look like in comparison? Because your defense is so fucking. That's what I'm saying. I look at your defensive front sucks, but
No.
I look at your back as that's just coverage sacks all day long, all day. Fucking Slay. I was like, yo, to a Cowboys fan, I was like, yo, it's kind of crazy to see Slay in person. Like this motherfucker is.
Yeah.
And he had a pick as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he looked fucking good. I was like, shit. Like he's a good back while we have bum. And you guys played the team. It was like nowhere to go. Like even when we played zone, I was like, there's nowhere to fucking throw the ball. Even though he didn't throw anywhere.
No, I agree. And I mean, they're playing as a unit. I mean, and again, I touched on this. I don't think our front is as good as it's been in previous years. It's still top 8, top 5 in the league for sure. Yeah. I think we have legitimate linebackers for the first time since I can remember. And again, that shows, I mean, they fly around, they make tackles. Because you're White covering CeeDee Lamb in the first quarter. Like that just doesn't happen. Yeah. And you're right. The secondary, I love C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Talk about a guy that brings that chip, that dog. It's him. James Bradbury, who was cut by the Giants. Again, that chip, that dog, he's been locked down. And Slay is just – I mean, I was telling this to Vaughn. He's upper echelon. He's top 2 cornerback in the league. Yeah, I think he shows it every week, man.
Slay. Yeah, they were impressive. Who defensive front would you rather, Cowboys or Eagles? No bias.
I'm sticking with the Eagles. I think that our pass rushers, Hassan Reddick, Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat doesn't get the credit he deserves. Fletcher Cox has kind of fallen off a bit, but we got big Jordan Davis right there in the middle. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've been on the train of,
Who's the short guy again?
What short guy?
The short, I forget his fucking name. He talks hella shit too. Fuck.
On the D line?
Yeah.
Short guy, I don't know.
50 something.
I don't know.
His fucking name.
Either way, I'm taking the Bears defensive line.
That's just
again, your defensive line was just as non-existent. So, what can I say?
We put pressure. How many sacks do we have? I think we had 3.
We put pressure once again. Our backups were in. If we're going to play the backup excuse, when Lane Johnson was in that game, and everything was fine. Again, we took down the best player that you've had in years on the defensive side of the ball, and completely made him a non-factor. It literally zeros across the board for anything that he tried to put up.
I'll give you that. Oh no, it was a good game. I like the rivalry. We'll see each other on Christmas Eve. That's gonna be a different game to say. All right, we have want to move on to college football? We'll stay on football tag or move with Phillies. College football, we have 7 Mississippi beats Auburn 48-34. Number 4, Michigan beats Penn State 16. Penn State 41-17. Syracuse beats NC State 24-9. Utah beats USC 43-42. Tennessee beats Alabama.
Like we said.
Yes, sir. I knew going in that would be the upset of the week. I had that pick last week. My dad did not want to hear that noise. I told him going in that they were taking an L. It's for the simple fact that Young played his ass off. I think he could have done even more. He played his fucking ass off, but I could tell that teams were putting up a lot of points on them, and all it took was one team to capitalize. Now, Alabama had the chance, and I was like, this is where fucking Alabama is always fucking Alabama. When they had that scoop and score at the end of the game, and I'm like, fuck me, Tennessee, you just blew it. You just blew a game. Yep. This is why Alabama squeezes through, and they don't lose, and you can't get them wrong for that. But it was an amazing sight to see. I love to see the energy. My girl Kat was like, holy shit, you see how many people are like on the field? And like, I watched the whole, like, normally a telecast would go off and move on. They stayed. Yeah. The telecast stayed to make sure those field goal posts came down. I watched. I was like, they're coming down, Kat. Soon as they went out, she was like, what do you mean? I'm like, they're ripping that down. Like, those are coming down. And she was like, it was amazing to see, man. For all college football, that was good.
It was. I mean, honestly, you couldn't have asked for a better game either. You know, when you just like look at the actual game, it was awesome. I mean, we talked about it last week. I think we both had Tennessee. that quarterback that they have, Hendon Hooker, man, he's a dog, man. And again, it was one of those situations where, again, late in that game, he made a tough play. Bama made a defensive play on him.
Yeah.
And the composure to come back on the national stage against Alabama and pull off the win. I don't know how good this Tennessee team is. I know they skyrocketed through the rankings. I think they're up to like 3 now. It'd be cool to kind of see them continue and build off of this win. But, it was a hell of a game.
I think that I forget what was the wide receiver that had like 5 tutties?
Yeah. 6 catches, like 5 touchdowns. It was unbelievable.
Touchdowns. He just earned himself a couple million NIL deals. That's for sure. That's how you show up in big time games.
It is.
And I know Nick Saban is fucking pissed. He's going off right now because they made there's a lot of stupid plays that defense made that lost them the game. So when I look at it, I think everyone that's a college football fan besides Alabama, they love seeing Alabama lose. Everyone loves seeing Alabama lose. I saw Derrick Henry talk about that. He was like, it's funny when Alabama loses, everyone's happy in college football. And like, for sure, like everyone wants to see Alabama lose at some point. And it's funny that this year they lost with the NIL deals becoming a thing, right? Isn't that kind of, I thought about that earlier. It's kind of interesting. They took an L finally, and NIL deals came about.
I know it's going to be interesting too. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Tennessee will go to Georgia later in the year. Here you go. November 5th, they play at Georgia. Talk about a tough damn schedule, but
we're getting to tough time.
Circle that one because that might be a top 3 matchup.
It's going to be the game of the week. Tennessee won't win that one though. I don't see them beating Georgia. To be honest with you, no good football coming up, but we'll talk about that later. Anything else? Oh, fucking Penn State.
We said the same thing, right? We said Michigan was gonna exploit them.
Yeah, I think that Penn State, that quarterback, he just needs to do whatever the fuck he needs to do to get out of there. I think his draft stocks is looking worse. He should have entered last year rather than coming back. I'll be surprised to see where he ends up in the league come next year. Definitely getting rid of him. I knew Penn State won't be a factor. Ohio State, we come back this year. I think we play Iowa. Easy win. I'm ready for big football to come about. This is, I think, like the last week of just fuck off games. Now we're getting into like the later October, November part of college football. I'm looking
now, and Syracuse is at Clemson. Against Syracuse, undefeated team, 14th in the nation. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this Clemson quarterback. I think he's been shaky since day one. Again, I don't know. Syracuse is one of those weird teams. I'm not sure I know how good they are yet. So I think either way we'll get an answer.
It's still surprising to see 14 Clemson. Like not Clemson, Syracuse. That's pretty.
Right.
But you do see Syracuse beats NC State 24-9. NC State had a chance of it came down to the wire with them losing to Clemson.
Right, exactly.
That's still up for debate as well. It sucks to see USC fall to Utah. I was hoping for the old USC to come back this year. And that I wanted to watch the highlights on that one because I wasn't watching that one at all. We fucked up. We talked about the Cowboys the whole time, but I was watching the Bills and Chiefs game a little bit going into it. I think, just to touch on it real quick, what do you think is the biggest rivalry in football right now? The new age rivalries. The Cowboys, they back to whenever. But I feel like Bills-Chiefs rivalry is going to be a big one. And always the Ravens versus Titans is going to be just a big rivalry in today's times. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you. I think right now with the Bills and the Chiefs, it's kind of what like we grew up with the Brady and Manning storylines, right? Like it's you need to watch these two guys play. And I mean, they're the top 2 quarterbacks in the league, I think, by a mile. So, and also 2 of the well put together teams. And again, the game that did not disappoint down to the wire. Bills and Josh Allen have been playing with a chip on their shoulder. You remember that playoff game last year that Mahomes did his thing with 13 seconds left to knock him out. So, they had this one circled. They had this one circled.
Yeah.
Circled.
And Bills, I fucking hate the Bills with a passion. especially Josh Allen. I fucking hate them. I think it was 3 years ago they came to Dallas and just embarrassed us. And ever since that, just fucking, they talked hellish on that sideline. I was like, we just look like bitches. So like, I just can't stand them at all. You were at the Phillies game, right? The last game.
I was at both.
I'll give them a round of applause.
Thank you.
It still was. I think I saw an image that someone put up of their watch, giving them like an alert on how loud it was there. Like their Apple Watches give you an alert, like it's so loud it could damage your hearing. What was it like in that stadium?
So I tell people, just again to go back on the Eagles real quick, I was at the NFC Championship game when they beat the Vikings 38-7, and by far and wide my best sports experience this weekend at Citizens Bank Park came damn close.
Yeah,
this is a city that has been, again, deprived of playoff baseball for 11 years.
Yeah.
So Friday, man, I mean, just like, again, from the start of the day, I think we got there a few hours before the game. There was fans. There was a carnival going on. Like, it was an event. And this team,
they did say that it was the same amount or more people outside the stadium than inside the stadium. It
was insane, man. And again, I told you, I think I told you again, going back to last week, this Phillies team has something special. The Braves are a very good team, and they kind of took it to them. And I think, you saw a couple of the big home run shots. Like, these players are feeding off the energy in Philly. I don't know. I might get snake bitten for saying this. I don't know how a team's going to be able to go in there and win. I really don't, because it looked such like a mismatch. I just have my voice back now. Again, Friday and Saturday I was there, and today's Tuesday. I just now am getting my voice back. It was a party all weekend. One of the greatest things I've experienced. And again, they have the roster, and they also have something special going on. This may be a World Series team.
Hell no, I don't give you guys that. Jeez.
Keep saying it. I'm telling you. And I hope we see the Yankees. I hope that they see the Yankees.
I can tell you one thing. Fucking the Yankees know how to fucking lose it when it comes into deep down in October. So I won't ever bet on the Yankees. I just hope we pull through. Let's see what the score is right now. With God's grace of that rain delay, we're up 5-1 right now.
Yeah. That's
so you guys play the Padres next?
Yeah, it'll be 8:00 tonight is game 1. I'll be back at the stadium this Friday for game 3. Okay. Padres are a good team, really good pitching. I think, again, the Phillies' top 2 pitchers, Wheeler and Nola, are, again, 2 of the best in the business right now. So, again, I think it goes back to the recipe of steal one in San Diego of these next 2, go back to Philly and try to, again, I don't see after this weekend how a team's going to go into Philly and win.
Yeah, for sure. Let's just hope. I need that for I need somebody to fucking win. That's all I need. I need the Yankees to pull through for me. Ohio State had a bye this week, so I need one of my teams to pull through. We'll see where that leads us. So if the Yankees win, do we know who we're playing next?
Oh yeah, Houston.
Oh fuck, yeah, Houston.
Houston swept Seattle. Felt bad. Shout out to any Seattle Mariners fans. I'm sure we don't have many that'll ever listen to this, but their first home playoff game in over 20 years. Yeah. Game went to 18 innings, and they lost 1-0.
Jesus,
brutal.
Yeah, it's gonna be brutal all across the board. Damn, we played Houston tonight. That's what sucks in our division, having to the amount of teams. But hey, we'll see where it goes. I feel like we haven't seen nothing big in the news. Is there anything you've been seeing? I feel like I thought about the college football rankings. I agree with a little bit. I feel like Wisconsin is sitting a little too high, Michigan, but don't worry, we'll come in. We'll take that away with Ohio State. Let me see exactly what the college football rankings are. Top 5 standings.
I got you right here, actually.
Go ahead.
I got Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Tennessee takes a jump to number 3, Michigan's 4, Clemson 5, and Alabama is now 6.
What sucks, and this is the one thing I did talk about with my dad about Alabama, what does suck is that they drop even with a win. In the fact that they don't win in Alabama fashion, which I think is unfair. I don't agree with that type of mentality because it's like if we still won, we should hold our place, not fall. Because Ohio State, we jumped them to number 3 last week. I think that Tennessee win is kind of to put them in front of Michigan off of. I mean, it is Alabama. That's how much they value Alabama as a win.
Yeah,
I get it.
exactly.
But to jump Michigan in the way of fashion that Michigan has been beating teams is okay. I don't think Clemson deserves to be 5. I would rather see Mississippi and Clemson trade places.
Yeah.
Ole Miss looks pretty fucking good this year.
Yeah. And again, it's going to come down to this argument I feel like we have every single year when the college football playoff comes and Bama sneaks their way in with that one loss.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I can get it. Well, another thing is there was always questions about the NIL deals. I feel like the NIL deals are not affecting the game just yet. We're seeing players making multi-millions already, and I feel like it's college football still seems the same. I don't think it's doing damage yet. But where I do see it doing some damage in this past weekend, I don't know if you've seen it with Jackson State prime time.
Yeah.
Him getting into a little altercation with the coach. I think it was Grambling. I forget. Maybe it was Grambling. I'm forgetting what the HBCU was. So I think in that sector, I wonder if there's actually a 60 Minutes that just happened on them. And I want to go back and watch it. But I think that the question I'm looking at is Coach Prime hurting the league and bringing notice to the HBCUs. And in my opinion, I see it as a divide. I see it as those coaches who have been there for many years and have had to deal with the resources that they've had available to them, that it's unfair that they have to go against Coach Prime. But now look at it as well as this is what you want. You want him to bring this image to them. You're now seeing them play on ESPN. You're now seeing the number one recruit is playing for him as well. So you're seeing recruits think like, I can go to HBCU and make up another program. It's just a rolling curve. Of course, it's going to take now they look at him as he's Alabama. He's Nick Saban. He's just taking all these players. So calling him that he's not SWAC is unfair in my opinion. What are your thoughts?
No, I agree with you. Honestly, I didn't, to my own fault, take into consideration what you just said. Like these coaches that have been, I guess trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, this is what you wanted. This is what you needed, right? Is to bring attention to these HBCUs. Yeah. And, actually, again, going back to the NIL, Deion Sanders' son just signed a deal with Brady and TB12. So that, again, like this is what you want. And yeah, does it suck that Prime is going to be taking these players and probably dominate the conference? Yeah, it sucks. But as you just mentioned, Nick Saban's been doing this for how long now in Alabama? So it's not anything new to the sport. If anything, it's bringing opportunity for these kids that are going to school, seeing the opportunities that they can have, and bringing more of these universities to light. Where again, in the past, you kind of just saw the same old schools. Yeah. So I think it's cool. I personally, Prime is going to continue what he's doing at the grandest of stages. So listen, let's go. This is what it's about. It's competition.
I agree as well. Moving on, looking forward to next week. I think the only thing I think both of us are looking forward to is where does it end up next Tuesday for both of our teams in baseball. I think baseball is the biggest thing this week. Nothing crazy going on in NFL. Nothing crazy going on in college football as well. But baseball is where it's going to be this week.
It is. NBA starts tonight. Sixers, Celtics. I think Sixers start 1-0. The city stays hot. We're not big hockey guys. Yeah. That's going on.
Damn, I'm going to start watching basketball serious now. Like, I watch basketball as like a fluke, but I guess now I have to watch basketball.
Tonight, I think you get 2 good games. So I would definitely tune in. But you're right. I think this time next week, we're both going to know whether our teams are out or whether they're facing off in the World Series.
Yeah.
I think I told you Houston was my pick to win. I'll probably stick with them in the AL. I have a feeling about this Phillies team. I think they're going to make the World Series.
Hey, I don't put it past you guys. You guys know how to squeak the fuck in. And then playing at home, I put that against anyone playing in Philly is going to be a fucking tough time. That's the biggest takeaway I have, too. From me in that stadium and see how packed it was, like, it is something coming into Philly. Like, that atmosphere is wild. I would love to play in that atmosphere if I was in the league. Like, I know they couldn't hear. Like, I know the players couldn't hear on third down when we were on offense. Like, it was impossible to hear.
AJ Brown, who's played in playoff games with the Titans, said that Sunday night game was the craziest atmosphere he's ever played in.
And he was big talking shit too. He was talking hella shit. I like to see him and Parsons got into it.
Yeah.
Parsons got a fucking. They were calling personal penalties on us. Like, it was crazy how many penalties we had on us.
Trayvon Diggs had a little breakdown in the end zone. I guess he again
threw his helmet. Took his helmet off and threw it. Dude, that's what it's on, you dumbass. Don't get scored on. As simple as that. How simple is that, right?
There you go.
Anything else you want to add, brother?
Nothing other than, again, Philly is the hottest city in the world right now.
Oh, my God. Whatever. Hey, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. This has been another episode of In Those We Trust Sports. Thank you, Liam, for being here, yo. Podcast champions, the merch is on. And I hope we see the Yankees win. I need an early birthday gift. My birthday is tomorrow, so hopefully we get this birthday win, at least with the Yankees. Fucking Cowboys, bro. But
yeah.
thank you, Tone, as well, for coming through.
Shout out, Tone. All right, thanks, Lee.